This is the message for African Americans. To begin, I want to say I'm sorry. As a Black Latino, I did not understand your struggle. I did not understand that your fights impacted me. I did not understand that all of your sacrifices impacted me. I did not understand that all of your stands impacted me. Africans, Caribbeans, Black Latinos, anybody that is Black from any part of the world have benefit from you, have benefit from your sacrifices, have benefit from your struggles. And I wanted to say, I'm sorry and thank you. Yes, the Holy Spirit allowed me to come to this message this morning, to pause and say thank you. I am feeling blessed in my life. I am feeling very blessed. But who can you show gratitude? And the Holy Spirit showed me that it's you that I need to say thank you to. So when someone say, Black Americans have no culture, you tell them, your culture is resilience. Your culture is innovation. Your culture is strength. Your culture is guiding Black people to embrace their melanated skin. Guiding Black people to embrace their hair. Guiding Black people to embrace who they are. That is your culture. Your culture is music. Your culture is art. Your culture is all of these things that have impacted each one of us. And the first time that I was called the N-word, I didn't even know what to do with myself because I did not know I was Black. I thought I was Latina. But even the Latinos did not embrace me because they saw my color. When they heard my accent, then I was welcome. That I reject. But I accept me because you have helped me accept me. You have helped me understand about Martin Luther King. You have helped me understand about all of these things through your movies, and I thank you. I want to say thank you, and again, I'm sorry. May God continue to bless each and every one of you wherever you are. And please look in the mirror and realize you have blessed us all. So now, focus on blessing yourself. Bless yourself. And I will be praying for you.
I just want to thank, I just want to thank my community and Black Americans from the United States, from this country, for all the great innovation, the inventions, the culture, the fashion, the music. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for the wisdom from the elders. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for everything that I enjoy on a daily basis that was inspired by a Black American person. Thank you for the community. Thank you for the beautiful Black women in this country. I just want to say that in the midst of all this bullshit that has been said and has been talked about on this app and historically throughout this country, you do not deserve half the disrespect that has been regurgitated on this app and historically ever. So I just wanted to say that, man. Go buy some ice cream, go get some ice cream, buy a meal, go on vacation, go on a spa date, do something to relax. Cause I know like the fatigue is fatiguing, bro. So yeah, papi katia nanda lalavi papi aquí. Peace out.
You want to know how I know that there's something special or different about the Black American people? Because not only do the Europeans try to keep us in a down place or in a place of not knowing, we have come to see that everybody has some type of internal dysfunction when we speak up or we're proud to just be ourselves. You see, because the difference with us is no matter what you called us, we were always a proud people. They called us Negroes. We turned that shit into niggas and used it as a sign of endearment. They called us African Americans, and we were proud to be African at one point. That's the thing about our people. We are a proud people. And in 2025, we have never been more proud of a people than we are now. It's like it's no way you can tell us that we're not influencing nations, that we're not influencing the world. There's no way that this notion that we are worthless could ever ride anymore. Like, we understand who we are. We've risen from many, many fires. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the lemons and make lemonade every fucking time. The problem I think that is happening with Africans right now is self-hate. And all they really doing is projecting. You ever been in a situation or a relationship or whatever, a debate or argument with a person, and they're saying everything that don't correlate or go with what y'all got going on? I mean, they talking about you. You think they less than them. You think they dirty. You think they this. You don't think none of that shit. Subconsciously, they already feel that way about themselves. So they're hearing the argument through the lens and through the you know, how they see shit. They're projecting what they emotionally feel. Or you ever argue with somebody and they start telling you all the shit that they do? Y'all ever been in that type of argument where a person's like, you like, what the fuck, that's you? That's what the Africans doing. Like, they hear us say, wait, we were not born over here on boats. The American population, the black American population didn't come from millions of Africans being born over here, and all they can hear is the hate that they harbor within themselves about being African. They thought that we said fuck them, we hate y'all, we don't fuck with y'all. We ain't never said that. We ain't never said that. When we thought we were y'all, we were proud to be y'all. All y'all doing right now is showing the world that you hate being Africans, and you need Americans to claim you at this day and age to feel special. Because what the fuck is anybody's issue with black Americans discovering what the fuck happened to us over here? Y'all keep trying to tap us on the shoulder like, no, pay attention to Africa. Y'all pay attention to Africa. We pay attention to what the fuck happened to our greats. Make it make sense. It's a psychological thing that's happening with the Africans where they're hearing through their own fucking lens of hearing. We ain't never been grouped like that. Even when we was walking around claiming Africa, y'all wasn't fucking with us. The moment American people wake the fuck up, you start to see who is against you waking up. Who is against, because don't nobody want us nothing to do with us until they want something to do with us when it matters, and that's most of the time. That's most of the time. Like, we gotta pay attention to how nations, groups, cultures, races of people are determined to make us feel lost, confused, and disconnected. They ain't got it don't mean nothing to them, but they're going out their way to make black Americans feel disconnected, lost, and confused about who they are. Because the moment we really start grouping ourselves with motherfuckers, they're gonna reverse this shit, and the hate gonna come out. Because remember when we was trying to be a part of everybody, nobody was fucking with that. Now Americans like, okay, something is up with that. Let's keep doing our research. Let's keep trying to figure out, because I mean, this is not even new information. American black people been saying it for a while now, that we are indigenous to this land, that the boat nonsense doesn't make sense. Us coming over here and cultivating and working the land, foreign land, wouldn't make sense. Us building underground railroads in a whole space we don't know. America big as fuck. Y'all, they lied to us about us coming over here doing that shit. We was already here. That's how we knew what the fuck we knew. Stop having these personal, like these internal dialects with black Americans because you don't fully love yourself. We love us. We love us. We even love the motherfuckers that is not choosing to understand what the fuck happened to their ancestors, who are choosing to still say, I'm African. Some of them probably is African. Like, we not denying that people mix. But we tell y'all that everybody didn't mix. That melanated people was on these lands before these colonizers got here. And y'all are doing the European colonizers and their bloodline justice today by keeping the bullshit up when we telling y'all that that's not the truth, that we were everywhere. What are y'all doing? Does that make sense to Africans? Y'all are standing in the way of all of our truth, of all of our breakthroughs. We're trying to set this motherfucker off and help the truth come out, and y'all are doing the job of the Europeans. Like, y'all are helping them, just like I'm sure y'all have before. What's up with that?
Now I can empathize and sympathize with the black community. I've never been able to do that before, because I would hear them say things like, oh, you know, we walk down the street and we get profiled, and, you know, cops will just suddenly stop and frisk or whatever just because of the color of their skin. And I always thought, like, you know, it's a little bit of a stretch. It feels like a little bit of a stretch. That person must be doing something, right? And obviously I've never experienced that before. I've never felt that way before and stuff. And so I always thought, like, ignorantly, by the way, on my part, thinking like, you know, I think you guys are, because I'm brown, you know, I've never felt that and stuff like that, you know, I'm also a minority. But now, with us, it wasn't the cops. Cops aren't just randomly that go and checking in the past. But now it's our turn, right? Now we feel it. Now we feel like, crap, can I just go down the street? Do I need my paper? You know, it's like, why are you stopping me? I'm a U.S. citizen. We're not doing anything wrong. And now we're being persecuted. And so now I'm thinking like, crap, this is what the black community meant, you know? And I kind of feel bad. Well, I feel bad because I never really could understand where they were coming from or where you guys were coming from. But I can assure you that now that it's here with us too, it's like, crap. I honestly, legitimately didn't think it was real. But it's real as hell. And it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted pretty much. And it's right now with us is because we're brown. You guys have had your turn when, you know, cops were just in bigger cities, urban areas, stopping disproportionately, you know, the black community and stuff. And I just want to say, like, I guess now I understand I think moving forward, it's going to be a little bit more unity because we now can see where you guys are coming from. Well, at least I can, and so yeah, guys, I just want to say sorry for being ignorant before, but I hope this unites all communities, not just minorities, and call out things for what they are, regardless of the race.
Now that I have addressed the racism within my own community, let's talk about the anti-blackness that exists within the Latin American communities. So I wanted to take my time before I made this video. I knew it was coming, but I had to go out in the field and ask my people what's going on. So this is what I concluded. When I went to go talk to them, they said that we don't like African Americans because they feel that we owe them something. I want to make two things clear. First, I want to start off by saying that when we say things like this, we are following the same agenda that we are fighting against. We are fighting against white supremacy and racism. Those ideas that, that we have, the way we think, the way we are taught to fear African Americans, that is the same thing that we are fighting against. It's no different. When we choose to speak like this and participate in these stereotypes, we are no better than the people we are fighting against. And that is a point I want to make very clear to the people within my community, that you guys sound ignorant. We need to figure it out. Where do you truly stand with this? Because, people are right. You can't ask African Americans for help when this is in the real world. That is how they are treated. My second point. Reparations are owed to the African American community. Without them, we would not be able to vote. We would not be able to go to the same schools. We would not be able to sit wherever we want. Let's not forget. They have been fighting for a very long time, since they came here. And us not acknowledging, I know I don't feel that as a country we have paid the respect that they owe. They really do. We owe them everything. It's because of greats. They're great people. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., the Black Panthers, they paved the way for us. They are the blueprint. And for us to go and participate in the same mentality that we are fighting against, it's just horrible. And it's wrong. If we don't fix this type of mentality and check our people, we are no better than the people we are up against. I want you to know that ignorance is our greatest enemy. So please, do not allow yourself to be blinded by hate. I love and respect everybody, and I just want to say that if there's more people in the Latin community who are with me, I need y'all to say something. I need y'all to join the fight with me, because I can't be the only one.
The tension between the Black and Latino community needs to stop, and we need to be the generation to stop it. Anti-blackness exists in our community. We know this. Anti-blackness also exists within the Black community itself. All communities of color struggle with this. And the reason why is what we all have in common. We were all colonized and trained to have a mindset of you versus me for survival. But that ends with us. We need to lead with unity and not division. We have to be the change we want to see. We have to stop pointing the finger in both communities and make the decision that we are going to choose to be united versus divided. I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers, but here are examples of how you can show up differently and be the change you want to see. Number 1, share stories of solidarity. Share stories of love. Share stories of when you have experienced the Black or Latino community showing up in your spaces. We need to shift the narrative. Number 2, if your reality is division between the Black and Latino community and your goal is unity, then it is up to you to seek out examples of when the Latino and Black communities show up for one another, where they show love, where there is actual solidarity, because guess what? It exists. And if you need a place to start with me. I am happy to be a part of your network of Latinos who have nothing but love for our Black sisters and brothers. Number 3, ask your neighbors how you can be helpful. You need to lead with your heart in this moment. That is the only way that we are going to experience an actual shift. We have to show up as human beings. We have to show up vulnerable. We have to show up as the change that we want to see. Lastly, Ask others to join you. Let's actually start in the comments. Share your stories of solidarity and love. If members of the Latino and Black community have a hard time seeing it, let's show them how it's actually done. I stand with my Black brothers and sisters, and I also stand with my Latino familia. But the change, it starts with us. I love you.
I will always support African Americans in wanting to gatekeep their culture because the erasure is real. Gatekeep hip hop, gatekeep R&B, gatekeep your culture, period. As an Afro-Latina, trust me, I know firsthand the erasure is real. For context, Latino music such as reggaeton, salsa, bachata, just to name a few, are historically Black Latino music. They have their roots in Black Latinidad. And as a result, the artists that used to have the biggest impact and largest visibility in these genres were Black Latino artists. Fast forward to today, the artists with the biggest impact and the largest amount of visibility in these genres are white Latino artists. It's so bad that they have started to play in our faces. They gave J Balvin about 2 years ago Afro-Latino Music Artist of the Year award. This conquistador Cruz, this direct descendant of Christopher Columbus, accepted and was awarded Afro-Latino Music Artist of the Year award. I will never let this go. Now, I'm not saying we don't have Afro-Latinos that are very, popular today still in these music genres, as we should, but they do not have the impact nor the visibility that the white Latino artists in these genres have began to receive. It has gotten so bad that there are now Spaniards winning Latino Music Artist Awards. Spaniards. And it's honestly just so sad to see the erasure in fucking real time. Our music, we had salsa songs that would sing about, the impact of slavery in Latin America. We used to have music that would sing about and talk about the beauty of Black Latina women. None of that exists anymore for the most part. So yeah, gatekeep.
Yo, don't come on this app and talking about why is a Puerto Rican woman speaking on Black American men. Go date your own man and shut the fuck up about us. First of all, I know when you see me, you see black. When you see me, you see black. There's no way on God's green earth you see me and you don't see a black woman. And that flag is not fucking Puerto Rican. The flag is a Cuban flag. But I identify as black. Always. On every fucking box I check black. Period. No problem. Hands down. I'm a black woman. When you see me, you see black. When Latino people see me, they don't see our Latina women. They see a black woman. I identify as black. Always. I'm black. I check the black box. And I am more than qualified to speak on black men because I date y'all. But I know you're looking at me. And I know you don't see a Latina woman. If you saw me in the street, you would not think I was Puerto Rican. You're just saying that because you're looking at the flag, but you're wrong about the flag. That's a Cuban flag. I'm going to need y'all to... I can understand y'all frustrations of with being, being upset with Latino people. Trust me, I'm upset with them motherfuckers too. There's nothing I can do about being a Latina woman. But before I'm a Latina woman, I'm a black woman. A very proud black woman. I live in America. I'm born and raised right here. If nothing else, I know I am black. When white people see me, they see black. When white Latinos see me, they see black. When fucking black Latinos see me, they see black. But go look at my video that I wrote today about the brother, before he even met me for drinks, going to ask me to toss his salad. To me, that's an undercover gay motherfuckers. But it is very difficult to date y'all. And for those y'all in the comments talking about how am I 55 and still fucking dating? Because y'all motherfuckers need to get your shit together. That's why. I'm not the only single 55-year-old up in this bitch. Black women are less likely to get married because black women seem to be obsessively loyal to you fucking motherfuckers. But y'all can't seem to get your fucking shit together. That's why there's so many single black women out here. And if a woman wants security, we got to go find that shit in another race. Why we cannot depend on our men to do that? Y'all motherfuckers wouldn't be here if it wasn't for black women. We carried y'all through slavery. But the minute you guys get 2 cents in your fucking pocket more than another person, you want to go run to another race. And then you guys don't want to do what you got to do to step up to the fucking plate and be men. No, I get it. I get the problem. Trust me, I get it.
I get the fact that you didn't have a father at home, and you didn't see your mother being loved, nurtured, protected, and cared for. So how do we black women expect y'all to be that when that's not what you had in your home? And I can't say one thing about a Latino home. 90% of Latina women had a father at home who was protecting and motherfucking providing. But y'all never had that at home. Never see your mother getting loved. Never see your mother getting nurtured. Never see your mother getting protected. All you see her was work hard, doing 3-4 jobs to keep food on your plate and a roof over your head. And the minute you guys make $5 more than the average person, you want to go and give that to a non-black person. Make that make sense. So don't come to me with that, because I will do a video about how shitty y'all are. And as shitty as y'all are, I would still choose you over. But my same standards for a black man is my same standard for white men. I need you educated. I need you financially impregnated. I need you generous. And I need you to be a man. And until I find that, I will continue being single, because I don't have no problem being single. None at all. I live in New York City. I can go out every night of the motherfucking week. Every night of the week. I live in New York City. Ain't nothing here but chang, chang, chang. Trust me, I don't need a want for nothing. And I'm not lonely. None of that. And everything below right here is closed. Okay? I don't even have to even open up my legs to get what I need in New York. So watch your mouth and who you're talking to. Because I know you're not talking to me like the way you're talking to right here.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Because I'm kind of seeing a pattern that's hard to ignore. And it's time we talk about it, honestly. If you do have comments for this video, make sure you keep them respectful, not just to me, but to everybody else too. We can't afford to continue to be divisive. So why do some Latinos vote for Trump? Why do those people align themselves with whiteness even when it works directly against them? And why, in doing so, do they often turn their backs on black people? Let's start with this. Not all Latinos are anti-black. Not all Latinos voted for Trump. That's fact. But when we talk about patterns, we're talking about systems. We're talking about something that didn't start here. It started way back. See, Latin America didn't escape colonization. It was built on it. Spanish and Portuguese colonizers created rigid racial caste systems, where, of course, whiteness was at the top, and blackness, especially of African descent, was at the bottom. And as sad as it is to say, that mentality largely has never left. In fact, many Latin American countries, anti-blackness isn't just cultural, it's institutional. In school systems, beauty standards, marriage expectations, even immigration policies. Now, if we fast forward to life in the US, here you have entire generations of Latino families, many of whom were taught that the closer you are to whiteness, the safer that you end up being. Lighter skin, a passport. European ancestry, a flex. And blackness, still associated with poverty, danger, and rebellion, which is everything that white supremacy tells you to fear. So when someone like Trump comes along, and he's loud, nationalistic, racist, anti-immigrant, you think the Latinos would run the other way, right? But here's what we saw. For those who've internalized anti-blackness, Trump represents order, power, a place to hide. And if your survival has always been tied to not being black, you'll throw us under the bus just to get a seat on it. And we all know it's not about politics, it's about identity. Because many Latinos their whole lives have been told that if they align themselves with blackness, it's an automatic failure. That it means going backwards, that it means becoming the problem. When they see black people taking up space, demanding justice, organizing, protesting, taking pride in being unapologetically black, they reject it. Because they, like most of us, have been taught to fear what you don't know. And if you've never been allowed to know your own history, to embrace your Afro roots, to unlearn that colonial shame, then yeah, of course you'll see blackness as a threat instead of freedom. So no, we're not going to group all Latinos together. We can't. But we are going to talk about the history, the erasure, the fear. Because some of y'all aren't choosing Trump. You're choosing distance. Distance from blackness. Distance from yourselves. But what you're running from might just be your key to liberation. And if we don't talk about that, we're not building bridges. We're building silence. And I refuse to be quiet about it.
Yeah, I think I'd be playing when I say that ignorance is so rampant in Latin America. Listen, so I just taught a daycare for my son, right? And I noticed in the front of the building, it's to say habla español, like they speak Spanish, they're bilingual. And I would love for my son to go to a bilingual daycare. So I go and I tour the daycare, and I noticed that all the staff are Latina. So I asked the staff member if they speak to the kids in Spanish, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, we talk to them in Spanish as well as English. And she was like, why would you want your child to learn Spanish? And I was like, yeah, I would love that. My child's Latino. And then she was like, oh, okay, your child's father is like Latino? Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Afro Latino, the best of both worlds. I was like, yes, my child's father's Latino, but I'm also Latino. I was like, I'm Honduran. And then she was like, oh, wow. Once again, mira la camisa. Like, why is that a wow? It's literally, I'm wearing it on my chest. It is still a shock. It's still a shock in 2024. In 2024.
Okay, so real quick, why do Afro-Latinos not identify with black? This is because we used to have a caste system in Latin America. You guys did not have that in the US. In this caste system, the idea was to eliminate blackness, to improve races by becoming closer and closer to whiteness. So this caste system is really big. These are all the different races that the Spaniards just kind of made up. And they meant improving your race. There's an expression here in Latin America called mejorar la raza, or improving your race. It's something that your tias or like your abuelas say when you introduce them to your partner and they're lighter than you. They're like, oh, you're improving the race, like you're improving our family by being with this white person. This is an actual thing from colonial times. Here's a painting about improving your race, seen as a blessing. And that's why Latin America would never had illegal interracial marriage, because it was normal in the Spanish kingdoms. It was considered a good thing. It was like, oh, you're improving the population. So someone like me, half black, half white, that would be called a mulatto. Then if I got with a white person, then my son will be called an albino or octavon, and so on and so forth until they became white. But, and check out, they had this race that was called a salto atrás, step back. If someone like me got with someone darker, then our son's race would be a salto atrás, a step back, on the eternal path of becoming white. So we kind of lost a sense of identity, like identified as a race, like black people. And it became very much about skin color and how mixed you were. And if you were a little mixed, if you didn't just look African at first sight, then you were not black. That's how it worked back then. Now they're implementing something different, and it's that ever since around the 90s or 80s, they quit putting black in the census and mestizo, which meant mixed, because everyone was putting mixed and they didn't know who was actually black. And they started asking who was Afro-Latino, meaning that you had African in you from that time, even if you didn't look fully black, as it was taught to us that was what being black meant. And then they got actual numbers of the population. So that's what we get asked in the census. We get asked if we are Afro-descendants, not if we're black. And most people take that and they assume that it means that they're not really black, and that Afro-Latino is a different term and that it refers to something different. So again, it's a cultural thing. Yes, we do know Afro-Latino means black. The thing is, like in Latin America, it's really complicated and most people will not identify as black if they're a little mixed, which is the case for a lot of Afro-Latinos. Another thing that happens is that if you say that you're black and you don't look fully African as they expect, they correct you. And they tell you, you're not black, you're a trigueñita or a morenita. Anything but. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer.
That's so sweet to watch. To be honest, I saw that video, especially the one of that woman that was begging Black Americans, and I'm like, wow, that's good. The awakening has started, right? The awakening has started. So it's up to you guys. Do you think you are ready to forgive the Latinos, especially the Afro-Latinos who have always not even wanted to be even associated with Black Americans at all in the past? Are you guys willing to forgive them? In my own opinion, if I'm asked that question, I'll be like, yeah, they should be forgiven, but whatever they did cannot be forgotten, right? So it's fine. How sure are we that they're even serious with their forgiveness, right? With their pleas and their cries and all of that. But then one thing is certain, and that thing is that the awakening has started. You see, when I tell you Black Americans are
chosen. You see it coming out. You see it coming out. People are beginning to come to realization that, oh, these people know we were taught differently. Oh my God. Oh, what have we been doing all the while? And all of that, a whole lot of regret setting, right? So that is it. I'm so happy for this. You guys are winning. You guys are winning. Let me see in the comment section. What do you think about this whole thing? Do you feel it's not real? Do you think you guys are done forgiving? You guys have closed your forgiveness chapter, and let me see that in the comment section. Do not forget, it's Global Jesuit BJ, your sister blessing. Do not forget to subscribe as well. Like this video and share to your friends. I'll be back next time with a very hot topic. Stay locked in.